Hi, Chad here with Purple Collar Life. We're at the cemetery. It's time for a cemetery mowing. The grass is super high. Now, we mow the cemetery every other week because that's what we've been asked to do. But if you let it go every other week, it gets really high. The other issue is, as Purple Collar Life people, we have a lot to do, so we can't get out here all the time and mow. So it works out good for us and them. But the high grass does create some issues. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I like to tackle higher grass. I know some people would cut it multiple times. I've got a system I use. I also like to talk about some things that, if you're thinking about starting up a small lawn care business, some things it's good to have. Obviously, a good zero turn is a good starting point. Our channel is sponsored by Toro. Another thing that's always good to have is hearing protection. I've talked about these a couple times, the 3M work tunes. Jennifer has a pair, I have a pair, Mackenzie has a pair. So I'll put an Amazon affiliate link down below to these. And if you're just getting started, you're probably going to want some type of a blower. I recommend the Stihl products just because they've never let us down. Obviously a trimmer. I like the straight shaft trimmer. This is the FS55R. Again, never let us down. The only thing I've done to it is replace the trimmer head after about 10 years. And just last year, we added to our arsenal the backpack blower, which is Jennifer's favorite. You're going to need a couple cans. I'll put Amazon affiliate links down to cans similar to these. I like a 1 gallon can for my mixed fuel, so this is what I run in my trimmer and the blowers. And then just for traveling along, a 2 gallon can to refill the push mower whenever it runs out of gas. Typically, the zero turn for this cemetery, if I fill it up to the top, it's enough gas for me to do the whole cemetery. One of the things I wanted to mention to you that I use a lot, so if I'm using the Expedition to tow the trailer, I need the hitch actually to be raised up because there's kind of a valley you go through to get into the cemetery, and this front leg of the trailer would skim on the ground unless the front end of the trailer is high enough. So I need a higher hitch. If you'll recall, I actually bought this for use with the side-by-side when towing the log splitter to keep the log splitter level. Well, I also use it on the Expedition when towing the trailer or the boat to get the front end of that machine, or in this case the trailer, up in the air. It's a great addition to the Purple Collar Life home here. I use this thing all the time. I'll put an Amazon affiliate link down in the description. If you're interested in this, obviously you can flip it either way, but it works great for those height adjustments that you need when towing. Another thing I wanted to mention is this huge funnel, but you can see it has a screen filter inside of it. That keeps all the little dirt pieces from going down in your gas tank. I have these gas cans that I only fill with ethanol-free gas for in my outdoor equipment, but they do stay back in the shed because I don't want this gas stored in my garage. So the funnel helps keep any dirt that would happen to get stuck on the can or somehow into the fuel from going into the tank. You can see I have caught dirt and debris in that screen, so it is a worthwhile tool to have. So I mentioned handling this high grass. Now, if this grass were at home and I was going to mow it a couple days in a row, I'd leave the mower as high as it could go. I'd take that top level off, then a day later I'd go back and mow it again. I know that's what shocks the grass the least, but since we're only mowing this every other week and we only want to mow it one time, I'll actually go over it twice, but I'm going to go down to 3.5 inches, which is my final height. So I'll go over it once, and then I'll mow it again in a different direction, either up and down and then diagonal, or up and down and then up and then sideways going back up it, so that I'm mowing 2 different directions against the grain of the grass. That'll make sure the grass all gets cut. Because when you get down in there in that tall stuff, some of it skips through the blades somehow and sticks up like stragglers. Another thing I wanted to mention is because the grass is so high, I will not be mowing in anything faster than on the SmartSpeed control system, the middle level. So normally I like to mow as fast as I can, like the rabbit. If I'm going around trees and stuff, I'll keep it in the turtle, and when I was learning I was in the turtle mode. But for mowing the high grass, I like this middle, what I call toe mode, and I'll just go nice and slow around everything, give the blades a chance to cut through everything. Like I said, I know this isn't the best method for cutting grass to protect the grass because you don't want to shock it, and this is going to cut it more than half of the top off of it. I know it's not ideal. Another cemetery mowing tip: if you've never mowed a cemetery before, you want to use the non-chute side of the deck. So you can see here I'm on the closed side of the mower deck up against the stones. So I do all that work first. I don't touch the stones, but I get that edge of the deck as close as I can going down the row. That does a couple things. It lets me get closer to the stones than it would if I had the chute facing them. It also makes sure that all that loose grass blows out away from the stone rather than right into it up against the side. So always closed side of the mower deck up against the stones. So there we go, all done. Several hours of work here. I had to mow the front section entirely twice, some of the back section twice. Lots of trimming to do because those weeds grow up along the stones. Takes a little bit longer to weed whack also after letting it go a couple weeks. So as you could see from the video, what I did was I set it on 3.5, and like I said, I just went over everything twice, and it took anything that I missed along the way and cut it down. I still see a couple stragglers as I look down across there. You know, in different lighting you can see them better than others. The sun's going down pretty far now, so I can see them kind of going across the edge of the ground. But it does not need raked. Mowing over it twice kind of mulched it up enough that raking wasn't necessary. Jennifer used the backpack blower, said it did great. The trimmer always does a great job. One thing I forgot to mention, if you are thinking about starting a landscape business, you'll need a tow vehicle and some type of a trailer probably. We like the enclosed 6x12 trailer. It just fits everything nicely, especially if we have the truck. We don't have the truck right now to put stuff in the bed because it's out of commission. More on that in a future video. Another last minute tip here. The chute of the zero turn will not fit through the door of our 6x12. So what I like to do is just use a bungee cord, and I hook it down here at the bottom and then just over the arm. That lifts it up when I'm driving into the trailer enough that I can make it in, keeps it all off to the side here, and I don't risk ripping that thing off. And then like I said earlier in the video, every time I'm mowing along the stones, I never put my chute towards the stones because A, it blows the grass at them, and B, you get more coverage over here on the non-chute side, and you can get up against the stones almost to the point where you'd be brushing against them. Hopefully this video helps you out. If you enjoyed it, we'd appreciate if you'd give us a thumbs up. Helps out the channel, helps out this video, and thanks for watching. One last note, the zero turn is absolutely filthy here. Jennifer's been bringing up to me, why don't you wash it? Why don't you wash it? So we will be washing this tonight, but I keep telling her the first time I mow the yard after washing it, it's gonna look like this again. Our yard is so wet. So that's why I have not been washing it. But tonight, she says the zero turn, the trailer, and the Expedition are all getting a bath.